now for the Beer Chill 5 o'clock news of this Friday evening, December 25th, 2015, Christmas evening here. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins on this Christmas evening, and on your news that I 0.3 at 5 o'clock on this Friday evening. In this Christmas evening here is an environment where a top Syrian rebel leader and head of the most powerful insurgent group in the eastern suburbs of Damascus was killed in an earlier raid that targeted the group's headquarters. Rebel sources said the Syrian army said on Friday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's decision to stop over in Lahore as echoes of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayaye's Pakistan diplomacy. Pope Francis raised from the balcony of the St. Peter's Basilica during the traditional Orbi Christmas Day message at St. Peter's Square, Vatican. Kabul, a 6.2 magnitude earthquake hit northern Afghanistan and Pakistan late on Friday, 2 months after more than 300 people were killed by a quake in the same mountainous region. Unable to deliver its all packages in time for Christmas, FedEx said drivers were working extra shifts on Friday to help the company manage a surge in online shopping as well as severe weather during one of the busiest weeks of the year. On early Christmas morning fire, the first one by former U.S. President Bill Clinton in Arkansas is being investigated as arson of 480, he said. A tanker truck exploded outside an industrial plant in rural southeastern Nigeria, killing dozens of people and lined up for gas to cook their Christmas meals in 40 days and on Friday. Ankara, Turkey, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's office said Erdogan has talked to men on a jumping off bridge. Just television footage on Friday showed Erdogan's motorcade stopping at Istanbul's prosperous bridge where a man was barely trying to jump off the bridge. Meanwhile, in Turkey, Air Force ministers condemned the Turkish military deployment on Thursday and directed an assault on the country's sovereignty, demanded Ankara withdraw the forces. Police in North Carolina have defined an 18-year-old man who was killed on Thursday during a police-involved shooting shopping mall inside on Christmas Eve, as fired rapper fired busy mall on Christmas Eve before he was killed. Christmas Day was another day of wet and warmer than the East Coast, and it was the warmest Christmas on record in New York City, where the temperature 66 degrees was measured shortly after midnight at Christmas Central Park, the National Weather Service said. A New Jersey man was reunited with his wedding ring a month after it fell off his finger, sank to the bottom of the ocean where he was fishing. A federal judge has let stand to the case against the fatal of a woman accused of plotting to join the Islamic State group in Syria. Keona Thomas, on 30, was arrested in April after public housing development in Philadelphia and charged with attempting to join the IS state. Valiant Pharmaceuticals that turned out to incorporate the drug maker found by scandals and questions about sales after its chief executive officer spent Christmas in a hospital being treated for severe pneumonia. Washington, files by unemployment and benefits in the United States decreased into a 4-week low, indicated that it still saw labor market approach to the new year. McDonald's is experimented with a mac and cheese, but it only in Ohio until February. McDonald's tested put its mac and cheese on its menu. The deadly landslide that struck also Washington in 2014 made out of an isolated incident. A new study reports in 2014 landslide there also Washington devastated the local community when it happened, but a scientist awarded the disaster made. December last full moon called the full cold moon, full long night's moon on the moon before under the dense Colorado sky, and several people witnessed and captured the rare event. The researchers said better and other tools can help doctors and patients make it better decisions for long-term weight loss. London and the men mistakenly assumed that ancient disease is totally eradicated, especially in developed countries as the United Kingdom particularly is now facing. Victorian disease epidemic is a case of tuberculosis, scurvy, cholera, and whooping cough. California Department of Public Health Director and State Public Health Official Dr. Karen Smith today announced that California has experienced an increase in norovirus cases commonly referred to as stomach flu or winter vomiting disease. Peter Chaldusa, 504, tied up for a sponsor report here. NBA scores here. Miami Heat defeated the Dons Pelicans 94-88. Chicago Bulls defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder 105-96. And then Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors are going to get underway about 5 o'clock, and Kobe Bryant takes a big lead in the All-Star voting. And when the New York Mets set to let defender Jonathan Easton depart for the fielder Neil Walker to December night, set up a number of dominoes to fall. Pierre Chaldusa, 504 on this Christmas evening here. Tied up a Trevor report here. Maybe. When I was on my way to Christmas dinner here up in Billerica, it was smooth sailing, I expect, and it's smooth sailing right now this Christmas evening on the highways and byways in New England here, except for a few slow spots. Make sure I'm going to step outside a little slow before the great interchange here. And on Route 2 to the westbound side, we got an accident here after Route 140 in Gardner, so expect a few delays. But oh Otherwise, a smooth sail commute on the highways and byways of New England on this Christmas Eve, on this Friday evening here. And on the MBTA here, subway system is looking good. Lowell train 23:10, 5 p.m. from Lowell. Will depart 25 minutes. Beyond scheduled to do the late turn equipment here. Lowell line train 2309, 4 p.m. from outbound is operated 35 minutes. Beyond scheduled between North Station and Lowell due to a mechanical problem. And on the ferries, they are looking good. Peter Chaldusa, 505, time for weather report, and it was a magnificent Christmas Day. Weather-wise, it was a taste of Easter on Christmas Day of 2015, but that's going to change because we may see a couple of snow-sleet mix coming to the region Monday night to Tuesday. Okay, 7-day forecast goes like this. For the night, a slight chance of showers between 9 p.m. and 1 a.m. Benchmark between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. on most gusts got about 42 degrees. A lot of variable wind became north around 5 to 10 miles in the evening with gust size 20 miles an hour. Just is 20%. Saturday, punch gusts about 49 degrees. North at about 5 to 8 miles an hour. Saturday night, rain mid after 11 p.m. Benchmark after 1 a.m. low around 41 degrees. Then eastward about 6 miles an hour. Just 100% new principal about 3/4 average possible. For Sunday, rain likely maybe for today in Pennsylvania, west coast got about 57 degrees at east with about 6 miles coming west in the afternoon. Chance rate to 6%. New Brisbane about 3 to 10 inch possible. Saturday night, chance rate maybe before midnight. Pennsylvania before 2 a.m. Otherwise, most costs got a little about 34 degrees in west northwest with about 7 miles on chance rate to 50%. For Monday, most costs got about 38 degrees. Monday night, still likely be after 2 a.m. Most costs got a little about 27 degrees. Chance rate to 7%. Tuesday, snow before. Today, then a rain and snow between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Rain after 11 a.m. High to 39 degrees and chance rate to 8%. Tuesday, chance rain before 2 a.m. Most gusts got about 31 degrees and chance rate to 40%. Wednesday, most gusts got about 41 degrees. Wednesday night, chance rain, most gusts got about 33 degrees and chance rate to 40%. Thursday, chance rain, most gusts got about 46 degrees and chance rate to 40%. Thursday, most gusts got about 33 degrees. And for New Year's Day, punch gusts got about 43 degrees. Currently, in not near 56 degrees with first gas humidity 84%. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news on this Friday evening, Christmas evening, December 25th, 2015. Viewers, will be a good evening with good positive to see you at 11 o'clock for a late out report. Have a good evening.